for an astable or monostable multivibrator. So just we are going to connect it on one resistor and capacitor, a two resistor capacitor. Just we are going to connect it externally. That's all. So these are all the internal structure of your 555 timer. Actually, this 555 timer, it is available in IC form. We'll show that one. What is the IC and what are the pins we have. First, you need to understand some of the components present here. So by seeing this one, first thing you need to understand, we have a one voltage divider network. This is called voltage divider network. And next you have a op amp. This op amp we are going to use it as a comparator, and you have a flip flop and buffer you have and transistor you have. So only these components, 1 2 3 4 5, mainly we have a 5 components when come to an internal structure of my 555 time. First, we need to understand what is the usage of each component. If you understand, then easily you can go for remaining cases. Okay. First, I'm looking for my transistor. Here, this transistor, we have a NPN transistor, and so this transistor we can use it for many applications. We can use it as an amplifier, or we can use it as a switch. So depend upon the modes of operations of my transistor. You studied in the first year, right? So different three regions of operation of my transistor are cutoff region, saturation region, and non-saturation region. Here I'm going to operate my transistor in the cutoff region. In the cutoff region, so my transistor here it is act as a switch. That's why I'm going to replace this one as a switch. Carefully you observe that. Okay, suppose how it is working. So this is very important here. I'm going to use it with sorry, here transistor here act as a switch. And how, if the value it is given 0, remember the base of the transistor it is a 0, the switch it is open. I'm going to take in the condition here, it is switch it is open, it is not connected to the ground. If base of the transistor it is 1, suppose my value here it is 1, then it is act as a short circuit. So initially it is open circuit, and now it is a 1 means it is connected to here, means my discharge terminal it is connected to the ground. So in this way it is act as a switch. Remember, if the value it is 0, the switch it is open. If the value it is 1, switch it is closed. In this way I am going to use this transistor in my 555 timer circuit. So okay, next, second thing it is, if you have a two comparator, before going to that, okay, first I'll take this voltage divider network, and here we are going to use three resistors. So separately I'm going to take on this circuit. Okay, just I'll take my circuit separately. You can see that you have a three resistor. So I'm going to take on a three resistor and I'm going to connect to the ground, and I have a VCC here. So VCC I'm going to pass us to different resistors, and here each resistor value I'm going to take as a 5 kilo ohm. Here also it is 5 kilo ohm, and here also we are taken a 5 kilo ohm, and here also we are going to take a 5 kilo ohm. So that's why we are going to use a 3 5 kilo ohm resistor when come to an internal structure of my 555 timer. That's why it is called 555. This 555 because of we are going to use 3 5 kilo ohm resistor. So what is the use of this one? See, I am going to connect it my VCC. We have a 3 5 kilo ohm resistor. So it is according to the voltage divider rule, it maintains some of the potential after each resistor. For example, so in this case, so you can see that in this case we have some potential, and here also we have some potential, and here also we have some potential. Here potential directly because of it's connected to the ground, I'll get the 0 volts. But here we have some potential here. So what is the voltages we'll get? So usually these voltages are totally related to my VCC. So remember, the voltage across the first resistor, after the first resistor, we are going to maintain, that is 2/3 of VCC. It's totally related to my VCC. So 2/3 of VCC. So last class we have taken example of VCC, it is 5 volts, and we calculated. So if we calculate, we consider VCC 5 into 2, 10. 10 divided by 3 means we are getting the voltage of it is 3 point something. So you have 3.33 something. Yeah. So VCC it is a 5 volts, and here we are getting the potential of 2/3 of VCC means 3 point something we are getting. See, means voltage it is dropping. Voltage it is dividing here. So through these resistors. And after that we are going to, after second resistor, we are going to maintain some of the voltage, that is 1/3 of VCC. Remember, by using voltage divider network, after first resistor, we are going to maintain the voltage of 2/3 of VCC, and after second resistor, we are going to maintain 1/3 of VCC. These are the thing we are going to maintain it. So in order to get that voltages, we are going to use this voltage divider network. That is the usage of this. Okay. Next, so we discuss about the transistor usage, we discuss about this voltage divider network. Next, and I already told that we are going to use the 3 5 kilo ohm resistor. Yes, I'm going to use 3 5 kilo ohm resistor. Next, what I'm going to take in here it is, so I'll take the flip-flop, RS flip-flop. This RS flip-flop operation, you should know that. So SR, RS or SR flip-flop, both are same. Remember, if R value it is 1, if R value it is 1 means it is reset. Reset means Q value it is 0 and Q bar value it is 1. Next, S value, suppose if it is 1. So in this case, and the time R is equal to 0, S value it is 1 means Q value it is 1 and Q bar value it is 0. And both the values are 0 means no change. That is what we discuss. And 1 1 means we are not going to take on that operation. This is a just a truth table of your SR flip-flop. If it is R value 1, reset. S value 1, set. Means 1. Output it is 1. Otherwise, no change. Okay, these are the operations we are going to do here. It is, you should know that. And one more, you have op-amp. Remember, this is very very important. How my op-amp it is working. Here working has a comparator. So this op-amp having the two input terminals, I'm going to take on one it is positive, another one it is negative. And this positive terminal it is called non-inverting terminal, and negative terminal minus it is called inverting terminal. So remember, the potential across the non-inverting terminal is greater than to inverting. For example, I'll take it is a 10 volts, I'll take here it is 5 volts. If the potential 10 volts I'm going to take, and this is volts and it is also volts. If 10 volts it is greater than 5 volts, the op-amp output what we are getting it is, it acts as a comparator and we are getting the output here taken as a 1. Non-inverting potential is greater than to inverting, output it is 1. Suppose inverting it is greater than to non-inverting. For example, I'll take this as 15 volts instead of taking 5 volts. 15 volts it is greater than to 10 volts. So then output we are going to take as a 0. In this way, here we have a two op-amps now. One it is called it is upper comparator, another one it is called lower comparator. So these two we are going to use as a comparators. Okay, and I already told that we are going to maintain some of the voltages here. So that's why here I am going to write an. So here we are going to maintain 2/3 of VCC by using voltage divider rule. That's why I'm going to write it's an equivalent circuit I'm going to write, and here I'm going to maintain VCC by 3. So this is the working of op amps. So these are the components what I'm going to use. The next question, the main question it is, explain a monostable multivibrator circuit. How to design a monostable multivibrator circuit. And before going to that, so we are going to take a non-inverting terminal. You can see that here upper comparator inverting terminal we are going to connect it to third of VCC, and non-inverting terminal it is connected to one of the voltage, that is threshold voltage. We are going to connect it one pin, that is threshold. I will tell what is the usage of this. And next it is inverting, sorry, non-inverting terminal it is connected. Remember it's plus, it is connected to VCC by 3. And next it is inverting terminal. I'm going to give the trigger pulses in the monostable multivibrator. The trigger pulse it is given separately. So for that cases I'm going to give it to the inverting terminal of lower comparator. And circuit also, remember previously inverting terminal having the upper comparator, inverting terminal having the 2/3 of VCC. But when come to lower comparator, so we have non-inverting terminal it is 1/3 of VCC. That is a mistake what you people will do. If you write it's plus minus and plus minus, it is wrong. First upper comparator is minus plus, lower comparator is plus minus. This thing you should remember. Okay, so let's move on to that monostable multi-vibrator circuit. So last class, this one also we discussed. So what I'm going to do, so this is an equivalent circuit what I'm going to take in from 555 timer. Just we have a threshold. Means I want to do some of the operation. I want to generate one output pulses. So I want to fix some voltage. If it is greater than that one, then only output need to be changed. Otherwise, maintain the same potential. That is the case. So that's why extra part it is. I'm going to use two components right now. One it is one resistor and one capacitor. I'm going to connect it here to the VCC. See that it is a VCC I'm going to use. I have one resistor and the capacitor. At the between the resistor and capacitor, I'm going to connect it to one of the pin we are going to use, that is threshold pin we have or discharge pin we have. Discharge pin I'm going to connect it. Another I'm going to connect it to the threshold pin. It's very simple. I'm going to use R and C. This R and C, between R and C, I'm going to connect it both the pins of threshold as well as discharge. Next, so this is discharge I'm going to connect it, and VCC we are going to connect it. Let's analyze this circuit first. I already told that if trigger pulse it is arises, then only output it is changes. Okay. Initially, I'm going to considering the switch it is closed. Initially, I'm going to consider switch it is closed. If switch it is closed means, what is the potential you have? If it is ground means, what is the potential you'll get? What is the voltage? Just think, if it is connected to the ground means, what is the potential you have? Yeah, zero potential. So if you have a 0 volts, see that I'm going to connect it. Initially I'm going to take in this condition, it is a zero potential, means it is connected to here, and the potential across here also it is zero. What it indicates, the capacitor initially does not have any charges, and potential here I'm going to take in. So this is called VC, is nothing but capacitor voltage I'm going to take in. Initially there is no charge, and you can see the threshold it is connected to the non-inverting terminal of upper comparator. Let's take this upper comparator, it is a lower comparator. Otherwise you can take C1 C2 or A1 A2, your wish. So upper comparator I'm going to take on. So I already told that if non-inverting terminal potential it is greater than to inverting, then only output is 1. But in this case, inverting terminal potential it is greater than to non-inverting, because it is 0 and it has some voltages, 2/3 of VCC we have. Then what is the output we are getting here? Zero. Hiya. Zero. Because positive value it is very less, right, compared to negative value. Then output it is 0. Means R value it is 0. Okay. Then what I'm initially, this is the initial conditions I'm telling. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use one trigger pulse. So this is my trigger pulse I'm going to use. And here the trigger pulse what I'm going to take, and it's a negative trigger, so gradually should be decreases the value. And the trigger pulse value I'm going to take, and here it is 1/3 of VCC. Let's take it is in a 1/3 of VCC. We don't know the voltages. Just I'm going to take on 1/3 of VCC. So what I'm explaining here, carefully observe that I'm going to use a trigger pulse now. The trigger pulse value it is less than of 1/3 VCC. See that the trigger pulse it is connected to the inverting terminal of the op amp. So I'm going to compare with VCC by 3. Okay, initially the more than VCC, for example, this value it is VCC, gradually should be decreases. If less than 1/3 of VCC, this pulse it is arises, then this negative value it is less compared to positive value. What is the output we are getting of this op amp? Yes, we are getting 1. 1 means S value it is 1. If S is equal to 1 means what is the Q value? Yeah, it is set, and we are getting Q is equal to 1. So Q is equal to 1 means what is the Q bar value? Yeah, we are getting 0. Suppose if the value is 0 and we are going to use a transistor, then this act as a, the switch it is open or closed? Yeah, switch it is open. So I initially I consider this is a closed. Now it is a open. Now switch it is open means, so the potential across here, see that previously it is connected to the ground, but here it is not connected to the ground. So now capacitor start to charging. So that's why I'm telling. So transistor it is off, switch it is open. Once my switch it is open, capacitor start to charging from the VCC through resistor R. You can see that current start to flowing from VCC through resistor R and capacitor start to charging. Okay, capacitor how it will be charged? Gradually 0 to it will go for maximum value it will be charges. Gradually it should be start to charging. Remember again I'm telling, so because of this zero value, switch it is open, and if it is open means it is not connected to the ground, then easily I can charge my capacitor. Capacitor start to charge. So next you can see that this is a waveform what I am getting. Capacitor it will start to charging here. You can get, and that time set value it is 1 and reset value it is 0, and output it is 1 we are going to take, and output 1 means the pulse initially it is a 0 state, suddenly it will go to 1 when trigger pulse it is arises. Now capacitor start to charging. So what is the maximum voltage I can charge? See that this capacitor voltage I'm going to connect it to the non-inverting terminal of the upper comparator and compare with the 2/3 of VCC. Okay, it will start to charging from 0. Okay, for example, maximum value have a VCC. Start to charges from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I already taken 2/3 of VCC means previous case. If you take a 5 volts means you will get a 3 volts. Up to getting 3 volts it will be charged. If it is 3 point, okay, 3.3 it is okay. 3.4 if you get means I need to stop the process. That is my intention. So what happened here? Because capacitor start to charging from 0 to maximum value, yes VCC, but I'm going to connect it, this is taken as a threshold voltage, I'm going to connect it to non-inverting terminal of the op-amp. If initially non-inverting potential is less 0, but if capacitor to charges, if non-inverting potential it is very high means it is just above the 2/3 of VCC. The voltage across the capacitor is just above the 2/3 of VCC, then non-inverting terminal of the potential is very high compared to inverting terminal. Then what is the output we are getting here? Yes. So we are getting it is a 1. So once you got 1 means R value it is 1. R value it is 1 means what is the Q value you will get? Yeah, we get 0. Q value it is 0 means Q bar value here it is. Yes, 1. 1 means transistor act as a what? It is a closed switch. It will be closed. You can see the ground connection it is make that it is connected. So once it is connected, so you already having some charges, you have some potential, current does not flow in this direction. Immediately whatever the charges present here, it start to moving in this direction and come back to ground. It will be connected to the ground. All charges are discharging. That's why the terminal it is called discharge terminal. Okay, all the charges present across the capacitor it start to flowing and connect to the ground. So that's what I can see the waveform. Immediately my reset pin it is 1. So is that immediately my reset pin it is 1. Output immediately Q is equal to 0. Yes, initially Q is equal to 1 because of set. Next immediately it is 0. It will maintain the same state. And capacitor voltage you can see that the voltage I'm going to take in here it is 2/3 of VCC. Capacitor start to charging from 0 to 2/3 of VCC. Once it reaches to 2/3 of VCC, immediately it will come down to 0 and maintain the same state. Okay, so in this way our main intention it is generate the one pulse, right? High pulse. Yes, we have generated one high pulse. So 0 to maximum pulse we have generated. We are going to just connect it my output to somewhere, some circuits I can connect and I can use that. Clear? So this process it will be repeated. It will be maintain the same state only. Whenever it will wait for the next trigger pulse. Once my trigger pulse it is arises again, same process it will be takes place until you are getting that trigger pulse. Output will be maintained the same state. Once the trigger pulse it is arises, then change to 0 to 1 and it will come back. So there is no stable state here. We have only one stable state. Okay, we have only one stable state, high or low. Whenever the trigger it is happen, then only it will be changes. That's why it is called monostable multivibrator circuit. Is it clear about this? So these terminals only we have. So one it is a threshold, another one it is a trigger, another one it is a discharge, and next it is a output. So these terminals only we have. Let's move on to that. What are the terminals we have and what is the IC diagram of that? And so before going to that, so I want to get some equation. What is a time pulse? I told that I can generate the time pulses and different pulse width I can generate it. I want to find out the time, total time, how much time it is on. If I want to find out, so generally we are going to use one equation. Let's move on to that equation. Here I taken a T. If I want to T, so it's totally related to the capacitor voltage. So I want a general equation of capacitor voltage. So remember, the general equation of capacitor voltage is nothing but Vc is equal to Vcc into 1 minus of e to the power of minus t divided by Rc. Okay, so here Vcc is nothing but whatever the given voltage and e power of minus t. It's a total time period. Rc is nothing but whatever the resistor and capacitor voltage. Let's do some modification of this equation and we'll get the equation of capital T. Let's see that. So what I'm going to do, this is general equation what I told that Vc is equal to Vcc 1 minus e to the power of t divided by Rc. And remember the time pulse what it is getting here, it is we are taken as a total time period, it is T. So I'll take the value small t is nothing but capital T. And so capacitor voltage, what is the maximum capacitor voltage? It will be stored from 0 to maximum voltage we are getting just 2/3 of Vcc. This is a maximum capacitor voltage. That's why I'm going to substitute Vc value as 2/3 of Vcc. Just consider, if you want you can write down. So Vc it is general equation. Vc value, suppose if it is 2/3 of Vcc, then you need to substitute here. Vc value I'm going to take on a 2/3 of Vcc, and you just multiply here, it is Vcc into 1 means just I'll get the Vcc. Okay, I'll solve this one. 2/3 of Vcc I have is equal to Vcc minus of, just multiply Vcc to here also. I'll get Vcc into e to the power of minus t divided by, t means capital T I'm going to take on, divided by Rc. Now you simplify this one, just send Vcc in the left hand side. Now 2/3 of Vcc minus of Vcc. What is the answer you will get? 2/3 of Vcc minus Vcc. Take a LCM 3. 2 minus 3 means it is minus. What is the answer? Minus, yeah, 1 by 3 Vcc. So this side left hand side, and right hand side minus of Vcc and e to the power of minus t divided by Rc. Now you just cancel minus Vcc and this minus Vcc you just cancel. Remaining thing you'll get 1/3 of 1/3 is equal to e to the power of minus t divided by Rc. Okay. After that you just apply the log on both sides. Just take the log, natural log I'm going to take an ln of 1/3 of 1/3 and is equal to ln of e to the power of minus t divided by Rc. And logarithmic simplification you know, right? Just you simplify, log of n3 means, and also Rc is there, this Rc it will come to here and t it will come to here, log and e get cancelled both the things. So and you send it to Rc here. So you'll get these two get cancelled, you'll get t divided by Rc only. And Rc I'm going to take it right hand side. So t is equal to Rc ln of natural log. In the calci, if you have calci, just open and you can solve. So ln is equal to 1 by 3, and if you solve the value you are getting, it is 1.1. So t is equal to, it is 1.1 times of Rc. So this is a general equation. If you write directly, not an issue, so just substitute the values and you can write, but you remember this is an equation. So this is a timing equation. So it's totally related to the time pulse, time period t, it is totally related to the 1.1 times of my resistor value as well as capacitor value. If you choose a resistor and capacitor values at different values, then total time, the pulse width also it will be varies. Okay, if I want to get the larger pulse, then you can change R and C values. If you want a smaller pulse width, you can change my R and C values. Okay, this is the equation. T is equal to 1.1 times of RC. Please remember this one. And so this is the equation of that. And second thing what I'm trying to tell, so this is available in IC form. So what is the IC we are going to use? You can see that in the diagram. This is the IC 555 timer circuit. Same potential. I have a same pins only we have. Pin number 8 it is a VCC, pin number 1 it is a ground, and pin number 2 it is a here trigger. It has acted as a trigger. Pin number 3 it is the output, and pin number 7 it is a discharge, and pin number 6 it is a threshold. So up to these pins we are going to use. So these are the pins and pin numbers also you need to remember. And how to convert my IC diagram in the monostable multivibrator, that is very important thing. And we are going to use the two pins. One it is reset, another one it is a control. And remember, always my reset pin, I am not going to reset anything. So this reset pin I am going to connect it to VCC. Nothing but always my pin number 4 we need to connect it to VCC. And 5 we are going to connect it, control pin we are going to connect it to one of the capacitor value, that is 0.01 microfarad. We'll see how to do the connections. So what we discuss, this is a circuit what we discuss for monostable multivibrator, and just mention the pins here. So I'm going to take on the, what is the pin number threshold you have? You just tell me by seeing this one, what is the threshold pin? Okay. Yeah. First I'll go for VCC. VCC it is 8. Next I'll make threshold it is 6. Next trigger I'll take the value it is 2. You can see that it is a trigger it is 2. And next I'll take output it is a 3, and discharge we are going to take a 7. These are the pins we need to connect. If you just connect these pins, then easily can do that. And carefully observe that pin number 8 and 6 we are going to do this connection. Just I'll connect one resistor and capacitor between 8 and 6. You have a 6 here. In between what you have, one resistor. Between 8 and 6 you have a resistor. Just I need to connect one resistor here. After 6 you have a capacitor. Just connect one capacitor here and connect to the ground. That's all. So what is the circuit we are getting? Just, and one also it is connected to the ground, and here also it's ground. Just see what I'm doing. 8 is there. I already told that this is pin number 4. 4 you need to connect it to VCC. Just I'm going to connect it to VCC now. Between 8 and 6 you have a resistor. See that this is a 6, pin number 6, and it is 6 and 7 already it is connected, right? This is also it is connected here only, right? That's why just I'm shorted my 6 and 7, and this is connected to my resistor. Remember, 6 and 7 between you need to connect one resistor, that is R. After that just you have a capacitor and connect to the ground. This is my capacitor voltage. It is only extra circuit. In the IC, just you are connected R and C. It is act as a monostable multivibrator. And I already told that pin number 8 it is a VCC already connected, and pin number 3 you have a output. Just I'm going to connect it output here. And pin number 5 it is control. I already told that you need to connect it on 0.01 microfarad and connect to the ground. And pin number 1 it is ground. Just I'm going to connect to the ground here. And 2 it's a trigger input. Just you're going to connect it the trigger input. So this is the IC diagram representation of your monostable multivibrator, and this is a circuit diagram representation of your 555 timer circuit. 555 timer act as a monostable multivibrator. Remember, in exam they can ask for IC diagram or they can ask for the circuit diagram. So your convenience, see the marks. So based on that one you can write it.